Honestly, I'm about ready to have some controversial opinions. So here we go. Tim McGraw. I feel like I don't play that one very much, so it goes in the I Forgot You Existed category. Picture to Burn. Marvelous tune. I feel like that's a marvelous tune. Teardrops on My Guitar. Sweet Nothing. Because I feel like it needs to go below Picture to Burn, but way above Tim McGraw. A Place in This World. Also a marvelous tune. I listen to that a lot. Cold as You. I'm not sharing the hype, and that's simply just because I just only kind of like it, you know what I mean? Outside, same, not sharing the hype. Tied Together with a Smile, sharing the hype. Stay Beautiful, not sharing the hype. Should Have Said No, marvelous tune for sure. Mary's Song, not sharing the hype. That's a controversial opinion. First song, a marvelous tune. That was my surprise song, one of them. That was my guitar surprise song for Las Vegas Night 1. When I'm With You, it's iconic. It's not God tier, but it's iconic. Invisible, also iconic. A Perfectly Good Heart. I feel like that's a Sweet Nothing one. I feel like I sometimes will play it, but also, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, now we are on to Fearless. Wait, Fearless? I feel like it's a decent... I'm sick of hearing it from the Eras tour, I hate to admit, but... it's a Sweet Nothing moment. It's a Sweet Nothing. 15. I used to love 15. I feel like it's also a Sweet Nothing moment. Story. It's also iconic. Oh, not God tier. Calm down. Hey Stephen. Definitely not sharing the hype. Honestly, I'm gonna skip it. I love Hey Stephen. White Horse. So iconic. You Belong With Me. Also so iconic. Eve. I feel like that's Sweet Nothing. Tell Me Why. I think it's my first God tier. Tell Me Why is my favorite. You're Not Sorry. I kind of forget that existed. Same with The Way I Loved You. Forever and Always. I feel like that's also iconic. I don't know. The Best Day. I kind of forget that a song exists, so I'm going to put it there. Change. I love Change. Also put that in iconic. I feel like there needs to be one in between here because everything's just going into iconic. Jumped in Full. I kind of forget that exists a lot. I'm not going to lie. Touchable. Skip. I feel like everybody puts that in their skip category. Coming With the Rain, I also skip. I'm not even gonna lie about that. Superstar, I always forget it exists, so it's gonna go and I Forgot That You Existed. I feel like that's like a good place to put it. The Other Side of the Door, also forget this one exists. So there you go. Today Was a Fairy Tale. I feel like it's a marvelous tune. I don't know. I'm kind of obsessed. You All Over Me, that's definitely a skip. Like, who's actually listening to You All Over Me? That's what I just want to know. Mr. Perfectly Fine, I feel like I don't listen to it enough. Like, I should. It's a marvelous tune, you know? We Were Happy. Oh my gosh, I was obsessed with this song whenever it was, like, an unreleased song. And now, like, all I can hear is Keith Urban's background vocals. So, that's reason and that reason only, it goes on. Marvelous tune. That's When, oh, I'm gonna have to put iconic because that's my favorite artist with my mom's favorite artist. This point of filming, I have seen Urban more times than anybody else. In about 2 weeks, I'll have seen Joshua Bassett 6 times versus my Keith Urban, which is 3 only. So right now, I've seen Josh twice, so I'll have seen him 4 times in 2 weeks. You, it's also a skip. I feel like I fear it's a skip. Thank you so much, Gemma from the Josh Discord, if you're watching this, probably you're not, but I literally got saying, like, now I'm all the time, like, I fear, blah, 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 blah. My Baby is also a skip. Okay, Mine, iconic. I love Mine. I remember I listened to Mine on an airplane for, like, a full 6-hour flight, and it's iconic. Sparks Fly, I don't like it. I'm gonna also skip Sparks Fly. Like, that's one of the only songs, whenever I was younger, I used to say, I don't like Sparks Fly, and I don't like State of Grace. To December, I feel like that's also iconic. Speak Now, also a marvelous tune. I feel like Speak Now was one of the first songs, so I like reenacted it in my bedroom when I was really young, because I used to have Speak Now on CD and I had You on CD. So those were the 2 albums that I would put on my little CD player and I would listen to in my room, and I reenacted Speak Now like way before I was even a Swiftie. I remember in my room being like, John, I don't get the hype, so I'm gonna put yet again for that one, not sharing the hype. Mean, I feel like it's also iconic. Dude, I need to listen to Mean. I never listened to it and I should. Story of Us, God tier. That was my surprise song for Rep Tour. I'm so sorry. I'm losing my voice because I just saw Olivia Rodrigo twice and my voice is still gone from it. It's Tuesday. My last show was on Saturday. My voice is still gone, so that's lovely. This was my Rep Tour song and the song that made me a Swiftie, so it has to go in God tier. Never Grow Up is a skip. I hate to admit it, but it is. Oh my god. You know what I think about a lot? Like, just how have I never seen a video of someone on stage, like, performing, doing a concert, and they yawn. Like, how do you not yawn? Because when I make videos, I yawn all the time. How do you not yawn? Enchanted, like, how do you not yawn while singing? Because sometimes I'll be singing and I'm just like, Enchanted, I feel like it's just a Marvelous tune. I feel like it could have went, no, it's iconic. Let's do Revenge. God tier, actually. I love Better Than Revenge. It's a skip. Enchanted is, I feel like I used to love it, so let's just put it in a Marvelous tune. I feel that. Last Kiss is iconic. Oh my gosh, I love Last Kiss. I remember I discovered it actually like during 2020. I was like deep into like other things, and I listened to Speak Now, and it kind of revitalized my love for Taylor Swift for a short period of time. Long Live, iconic. Iconic. I listened to Long Live Taylor's version the other day and I was like, oh, this song actually slaps. Like, okay, go off. Ours, I used to love Ours. I'm gonna put it as a Marvelous tune. I feel like I would have put it so much higher if I was younger, and that's like so sad. Superman, oh, good, Marvelous tune. Electric Touch, I just kind of forget that song exists. Like, honestly, the whole Speak Now vault isn't great except for like the last 2 songs, I'm not gonna lie. When Emma Falls in Love, you're a skip. I Can See You, here's a controversial take. I forgot that I Can See You exists. Like, if it wasn't for the music video, I would not be thinking about that song in the slightest. Castles Crumbling is also a forgot that you existed, because like when I do the Speak Now vault, like when I'm typing it in, I'm always like, remember those songs? English One is iconic, I feel like. I remember listening to that for the first time and I was on the phone with my best friend and she was like, having this thing happen to her, and it was just, it's perfectly described in The Foolish One. So if you want to know what her situation was like, listen to The Foolish One by Taylor Swift and you will know exactly what the situation is. And it was so funny, I was dying laughing. Like, I unmuted whenever the song was over and we were just crying because it was so spot on. Timeless, God tier. That is one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs, honestly, like ever since Speak Now Taylor's version came out. I don't know how that didn't make it through the vault. That song is so good. Like, State of Grace, it's a skip for me. Not a fan of State of Grace, and I feel like that's another controversial opinion. Man, I feel like I look tired. Like, I can't see myself right now, but I feel like I look tired, like my eyes. Red is a Marvelous tune. I feel like it's a bop. It's a slay. Treacherous. Okay, I used to hate Treacherous a lot, and then I listened to it on an airplane in like 2019, I think. And it kind of described the situation I was in, so it was in a Marvelous tune now. I used to put it up there as State of Grace. I Knew You Were Trouble. I'm not sharing the hype. I'm actually sick of hearing I Knew You Were Trouble. All Too Well. Do we have it separate for the 10-minute version? Yes, okay. We skip All Too Well. Like, that's like honestly the only acceptable thing to actually physically skip all the time. Me Too, sharing the hype. I almost do. Oh, I listened to that the other day and it actually was so good. It's going in iconic. We Were Never Ever Getting Back Together. Okay, that one is a Marvelous tune. Like, I don't really get sick of that song. I love it. Stay, 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 also a Marvelous tune. The last time, I actually forgot that it existed, like genuinely, so it's going to go in. I forgot that you existed. Okay, Holy Ground, Marvelous tune. I listened to that the other day. Actually, no, it's going in iconic. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sad, Beautiful, Tragic. I don't love that song. We're gonna just not share the hype for that one. The Lucky One I also don't like, so we're gonna put that not sharing the hype. I remember I listened to The Lucky One and it was the first time I ever accidentally swore during a song. Exchange is also like not my favorite, so not sharing the hype. Starlight, skip it, I'm not even gonna lie. And again, oh my gosh. Actually, iconic. I love Begin Again. I kind of obsessed with Begin Again when I went to Paris in 2018, and I knew there's some like country, like some really cool. I was listening to it the other day, and I kind of like was trying to hear the production because that's like the type of song I would love to be able to produce. So I'm gonna put that as iconic because like the fact that I had that thought is like just telling. Now we have Come Back Be Here, God tier. One of my favorite songs. It used to be my favorite song before Lover came out, and I'll tell you what my favorite song off Lover is. And I'll go and guess in the comments what my favorite song off Lover is. If you already know, still guess, because I want to see how many of you came from like my Instagram where I talk about it all the time. Girl at Home, I love it. Let's say it's a Marvelous tune. I even like the new production. Like, I heard the old production, I was like, ooh. It sounds more country. You can tell she was trying to do more pop. Like, she wanted to do more pop on Red, and they weren't letting her. And then, I skip it, but is that bad to say? A Better Man, it's a Marvelous tune. I feel like you always want those songs that, like, never released. That's only because those are the songs that you know about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like man, I wish she released Need from the Lover era. But there's probably like another song that might be better than Need that we just haven't heard. We actually want from the Lover era. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, Nothing New is a skip. Another controversial opinion, I feel like. Babe goes with Better Man. I put those like literally hand in hand. Honestly, I probably like Babe better. Let's put that in iconic. Let's do that. In a Bottle. Oh, it's so good. I actually put that God tier. There's gonna be a couple. There's gonna be like 10 songs in God tier, but it's okay. I Bet You Think About Me is also a marvelous tune. That was one of the ones that I kind of thought be performed in the Eras tour, because it was a single. So I kind of had this idea that like, okay, maybe she'll perform that on tour. Let's see it. I mean, not with how the Red set is now, but Forever Winter, I love it. I feel like it's also a marvelous tune. I don't know. Run, everyone skips it consecutively. Actually, don't skip Run or classify it as a skip. Please let me know, because Very First Night, iconic, such a good song, such a bop. Too Well 10-minute version, iconic. So one of those songs that you're like, it doesn't need to end because it's actually so good all the way through. Welcome to New York. Oh, it's iconic. Iconic. I actually don't love 1989. Blank Space, I feel like it's also got to be in the iconic category. Like, Blank Space is just iconic style. I'm not sharing the hype with style. Not a fan. Out of the Woods, same thing, not sharing the hype. All You Had to Do Is Stay is a marvelous tune. Shake It Off. I feel like that could go in Sweet Nothing. I feel like we need some more in Sweet Nothing. I feel like that could go in Sweet Nothing, and let me tell you why. Because it really depends on the day. Like, I'm almost indifferent to Shake It Off because I wish you would. Oh, I heard it again the other day, and I was like, oh, it's so good. Iconic. Blood. So Sweet Nothing, I feel like I'm indifferent for that one also. I don't know. Wildest Dreams, I don't like. I'm not sharing the hype. How You Get the Girl. Oh, a marvelous tune, actually. Love. I kind of forget that song exists, actually. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, when I do my like typing of like all the songs, I always forget that one exists. I'm always like, oh, this Love is actually just not on the album. No Places. Oh, also a marvelous tune, actually. Not sharing the hype. I also feel bad putting it there, but that's where it has to go. I love Clean, but I'm not sharing the hype with it. People are crazy over Clean, actually. Wonderland, marvelous tune. You Are in Love, marvelous tune. New Romantics, not sharing the hype. Slut, I like it. I feel like it's a marvelous tune. They Don't Go, also a marvelous tune. Now That We Don't Talk, also a marvelous tune. Urban Legends, also a marvelous tune. It Over Now, also a marvelous tune. I feel like 1989 has the most solid vault. Like, there are better songs than are on the 1989 vault, but the 1989 vault has like all around like good songs. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Ready For It, that's so iconic, actually. Something Bad, iconic. I heard that. I haven't heard it in a while because it's explicit on Amazon Music, and I played it. I was like, she eats, actually. Don't Blame Me. I'm not sharing the hype on Don't Blame Me. I've never really liked Don't Blame Me. It's only okay to me. Delicate, I remember when I first heard Delicate, I really loved it, so I feel like it needs to go on iconic. Wait, maybe it'll go on marvelous tune. Oh, how did Endgame get over here? Endgame is iconic, actually. So What You Made Me Do, also iconic. It Goes. I just don't get the hype on So It Goes. I'm not not a hater, but I'm not a fan. Oh, gorgeous. That's God tier. Bro, I listen to that song all the time. Whenever you have a crush, that is the best song. Like, I highly recommend that song when you have a crush. I also don't get the hype for Getaway Car. Ooh, I can feel the hatred. King of My Heart is iconic, actually. Dancing with Our Hands Tied is a marvelous tune, I think. A marvelous tune. Oh my gosh, there's so many things that it's like barely loading. Okay, Dress. Oh, yikes. It's a marvelous tune. Oh my gosh, I remember. So I was on a cruise the week after Rep came out, and I was in New York, and I remember walking out onto Times Square, and there was just like signs of Taylor Swift, but we played Dress in the hallways. I was 13. We played Dress in the hallways down the cruise ship, and we thought we were so scandalous. This is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. Also, I feel like a marvelous tune. I feel like Rep's such a marvelous tune. Call It What You Want. I used to love Call It What You Want so much, but I feel like now it kind of just goes in that iconic category, you know what I'm saying? New Year's Day, I don't get the hype. I forgot that you existed. Ooh, I like it. It's a marvelous tune, I think. Yeah, for sure. Cruel Summer, I'm not sharing the hype, y'all. Not sharing the hype. Not sharing it. Not sharing it. Lover, I loved Lover, actually. So it's a marvelous tune. The Man, it's also a marvel. Actually, I feel like The Man's iconic. I remember The Man. The Archer, I feel like I also really love. I feel like everybody kind of sleeps on The Archer. At least I sleep on The Archer. It's a sweet nothing. I forgot that you existed because I sleep on it, but it's good, you know? Yeah. Okay, I think he knows I'm not sharing the hype, y'all. I'm not sharing the hype. I don't get it. Miss Americana, I love. I feel like it's so cute. It was always so cute. I always loved it. Marvelous tune. Paper Rings, also a marvelous tune. Actually, I don't know if it's that fun, but Cornelia Street, this is God tier. That is my favorite song of Lover, forever and always. Death by a Thousand Cuts, I'm not sharing the hype on this either. Y'all, you guys are kind of crazy with Death by a Thousand Cuts. I don't know why we love it so much, but go off, I guess, go off. London Boy. I feel like London Boy is like just a marvelous tune. I feel like that's just decent. We're just slaying. Oh man, we're almost done. Okay, Soon You'll Get Better is a skip because I just can't listen to it. That's depressing as crap. False God, ugh, I don't like it. I forgot that you existed. Like, I'm not a fan. But, like, I forgot that you existed in the fact that, like, I'm not really a fan. You Need to Calm Down. Oh, when that song came out, I had severe jet lag, and I forgot to stay up for it. So, thank you so much. That's a marvelous tune, but I'm kind of sick of hearing it from tour, but it is what it is. Afterglow, I feel like that's, like, an eh. Like, I have to kind of be in the mood for it. Me, I'm gonna put it in iconic. Like, it's one of those songs that we're all talking about all the freaking time. Can't even lie that Me is so iconic. It's going to be the next Rickroll of our generation. You mark my words. It's nice to have a friend as a skip. Daylight. Oh, I love Daylight. All the girls you loved before. I feel like it's a marvelous tune. I feel like it's chill. We're chilling. The One. I hate Folklore, y'all. I hate to admit it. Well, actually, I don't really hate to admit it. Cardigan's a skip, y'all. Wait, let me go through and just tell you which songs of Folklore are skips, and then we'll move on. Mirror Ball, Seven, Invisible String, Hoax. Okay, now the rest of these aren't skips, but they're not great. So I always forget The Lakes exists. Peace is a marvelous tune. Betty, I'm not sharing the hype for. Epiphany is a marvelous tune, actually. I loved Epiphany. That was one of the only songs I really gravitated towards in the beginning. Sweet Nothing for Mad Woman. I don't hate it. Illicit Affairs is a marvelous tune. Hate to admit it. This Is Me Trying. Also a marvelous tune. Hate to admit it. August is also a marvelous tune. Hate to admit it. My Tears Ricochet is also a marvelous tune. Hate to admit it. Exile. I don't really like Exile. I feel like that's a not sharing the hype moment because everybody loves Exile and I'm just like an fan. Like, I'm not a big fan. The One, I do love The One. I feel like that's one of my favorite, but we're gonna still put it in marvelous tune. Maybe if it wants to let me. Goodness, my computer's like running so hard trying to keep up with this. Okay, The Last Great American Dynasty is, I feel like that's iconic. Let's put that up there. You know, I like it. I like The Last Great American Dynasty. Now we're on to Evermore. Let me look through my skips on Evermore too because they're plentiful actually. Kind of embarrassing, but they're plentiful. Okay, Willow's a skip. Not Champagne Problems, nobody. I hate Ivy. Champagne Problems is iconic. Let's be for real, guys. Gold Rush, also iconic. I love Gold Rush. 'Tis the Dang Season. I'm a marvelous tune right here. Tolerate It, also iconic. I actually love Evermore much better than I like Folklore. Nobody, No Crime. I kind of forget that song exists unless I'm in the choir and then all of a sudden the siren's going off. Dorothea, I feel like it's Sweet Nothing. Like, I feel like it's not my favorite, but I also don't hate it. Coney Island, I feel like that's a marvelous tune. Cowboy Like Me, I forgot to put that. I forgot to put that in the skip category. Long Story Short, God tier. Marjorie, iconic. I love Marjorie. Closure, marvelous tune. Evermore, I feel like that's like a Sweet Nothing. Like, I feel like it happens sometimes. Oh, Right Where You Left Me. There we go. That goes in iconic. It's Time to Go is a marvelous tune. All right, Evermore is done. Now we are on to Midnight. Lavender Haze. Well, hold on. Let me just go through my skips on Midnights as well because they're also plentiful. Maybe they're not. Ooh, this is going to be a controversial one, but Would've, could've, should've. So I put as my skip Snow on the Beach, High Infidelity, Glitch, and would've, could've, should've. Lavender Haze, I feel like is a marvelous tune. Like, I kind of vibe with her. Maroon, I also kind of vibe with, so it's a marvelous tune. Anti-Hero, let's be for real, it's iconic. You're on Your Own Kid is god tier, in my opinion. Love You're on Your Own Kid. Midnight Rain, I'm not sharing the hype. I'm not like a big fan of Midnight Rain. I'm just like a decent sized fan of Midnight Rain. Question, I really like Question. I'll put that as a marvelous tune. Vigilante, I feel like I'm indifferent. I love the performance. Bejeweled, I feel like it's iconic. I feel like Bejeweled's gotta be iconic. Labyrinth, I like Labyrinth, surprisingly enough, but it's just a marvelous tune. Okay, Karma. I loved Karma before it got so, like, overplayed from tour, but there we go. Karma's going in iconic. Sweet Nothing. I kind of forget that song exists, not gonna lie. Mastermind. Iconic. Great War. I forgot that you existed. Like, I kind of forget that whole 3 a.m. edition exists. Marvelous tune, though. That's Bigger Than the Whole Sky. I freaking love that song because you'll make the best Corey Monteith edits to Bigger Than the Whole Sky. And marvelous tune, Paris also. Dear Reader. Oh, it's so good. I loved Dear Reader. Okay, iconic. I love Hits Different as well, but I feel like it's just a marvelous tune. I do listen to that song actually significantly a lot. Same with You're Losing Me. Yo, that's like, let's do my skips real quick. Fresh Out the Slimer is a skip. No, I can fix him. I can fix him. No, really, I can. Is a skip. The Albatross. I feel like I still don't know the words to the Albatross. Rip me. When you nicknamed her the Boulder. Okay. Those are my skips off the Tortured Poets department. Fortnite, I kind of forget exists, actually. Like, I know that's the single, but I feel like the song's not great. Okay, Tortured Poets department, iconic. Freaking love that song. Man, you're gonna make me want to go listen to the Tortured Poets department. My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. I feel like it's a Sweet Nothing. I have like a Down Bad I like much better than My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys, but I feel like they're the same song. So that goes in Marvelous tune. So Long London. I'm also putting that in Sweet Nothing. Like, I'm just kind of indifferent for So Long London. But Daddy, I Love Him. Iconic. Pull that way up here, my friends. Florida is also a Marvelous tune. I feel like marvelous is such the wrong word for some of these, but marvelous tune. There we are. Guilty as Sin. I feel like I'm not sharing the hype. I don't hate it, but I'm not sharing the hype. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? It's a marvelous tune. It almost could go into iconic, but it doesn't. Oh, You're the Loss of My Life. Iconic. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart is obviously iconic, y'all. The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. Let's be for real. God tier. God tier. Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. God tier. Okay, The Alchemy. I'm not sharing the hype with The Alchemy. I know y'all think it's about Travis, so you guys go off, but... Okay, Clara Bow is iconic. I love Clara Bow. You look like Taylor Swift. The Black Dog. I feel like that's also such a good song. Marvelous tune. I always like sleep on that, actually. I'm gonna Get You Back. I also kind of sleep on. So we're gonna say I Forgot That You Existed for that one. Because I feel like I really sleep on that. Chloe or Samer Sophia or Marcus. Low-key skip that. How Did It End? I also forget exists. So High School, How Can You Forget? I'm not sharing the hype, but I do love the song. I Hate It Here. I also forgot that you existed. Not gonna lie, my friend. Not gonna lie. Thank You, Amy. I actually do love It's a Marvelous tune. I Look in People's Windows. That's god tier, actually. I Look in People's Windows. Okay, The Prophecy. Iconic, y'all. Peter. I forget that song exists, actually. But, like, every time I play it, it actually kind of slays. So, I don't know why I do. Robin. I feel like that's a marvelous tune. I know that's, like, a very unpopular opinion, but it reminds me of my cat. So, anything that reminds me of my cat. And The Manuscript is also a marvelous tune. Okay, Last Christmas. Okay, why do I skip all of these? Wait, Christmas Is When You Were Mine. I feel like I forget it exists. That one. Santa Baby, skip. Silent Night, skip. Christmas Must Be Something More. I Forgot That You Existed. White Christmas. Which other ones of these do I skip? Oh, I skip My Cavity so bad, actually. I don't skip Beautiful Ghosts. It's actually a slay. Okay, The Aliquot for sure skipping. Oh, Caroline is awful. Who's listening to The Joker and the Queen? No one. Birch. I actually don't think I've heard Gasoline. What the heck is Big Star? I don't even know what that is, so it's a skip. Sweeter Than Fiction, Highway Don't Care. Ugh, I skip Safe and Sound too, guys. That's a controversial one. Okay. I decently like the rest of these. Okay, let's see. I Forgot That You Existed, Christmas Tree Farm. I feel like Beautiful Ghosts also goes in there. And I Forgot That You Existed. Like, when I play it, it's a vibe. But same with Crazier. It's not a bad song. I just kind of forget it's there. Same with Two Is Better Than One. I do listen to both of us significantly more. Let's do Beautiful Eyes. That's a marvelous tune. I feel like these are all going to just be marvelous tunes. I Heart Question Mark is also a marvelous tune, I feel like. Both of Us is a marvelous tune. Eyes Open, definitely a marvelous tune. Highway Don't Care, a marvelous tune. I feel like these are all just going to be marvelous tunes. Freaking Sweeter Than Fiction. Only the Young. I Don't Want to Live Forever. I feel like that's got to go iconic. I don't love the song, actually, but you know what? That one is going to actually go with I Don't Get the Hype. Only the Young is iconic. Like, we still need to do that now in this day and age. And Renegade, I feel like that's a marvelous tune. If it'll let me put it there, maybe it will. Alright, so I have finished my tier ranking of every single Taylor Swift song, and I hope you had a great time. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video and leave a comment, and I love you guys so much. Thank you so much.